Hello, Blue Skies family. I hope you're all doing well. I know, again, it's kind of a weird one, weird Blue Skies celebration, but hopefully you're all having a good backyard blue skies. Hopefully you've done some s'mores, eaten some snacks, that's always important, and maybe even done some tie-dye. I know that's one of my favorite parts of Blue Skies. Today we are doing a little cartoon character lesson. So I have been an artist for most of my life, and I just recently got into animation and cartoon styles, and it is so much fun. So I thought, what better a way to share the Blue Skies love this year than to share with you guys how to draw a cute little character. So get your paper and your drawing stick or whatever I guess you're going to be using to draw, which can really be whatever, and follow along. I hope you have fun. Okay, so keeping it super simple, the first thing we're going to do is draw a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect, can be multiple lines. It's just a guideline for what we're doing later, so don't stress about it too much. So this is going to be our head, and everything that goes around this will be the sides of our face and our jawline and our neck and shoulders, etc. So now that we have this, we're going to work on the sides of the head and the jawline. So for the sides of the head, you're just going to want to put 2 lines, one on either side of your circle. Again, does not have to be perfect, it's just a guideline. Now we are working on the jawline. There's a couple different ways to do the jawline, depending on how you want your character to look. You can do it super angled, like a triangle. You can do it sort of angled, or you can do what we're doing today and just follow this line that you have already made when you drew your circle. So let's do that. Draw that in here. Perfect. And now you have a head. How easy was that? Super simple. So now that we have our head, which is our base of our character, we're going to work on drawing the facial features. Now this is what brings a character to life and makes it look like it has characteristics, hence why it's called a character. But we do need a couple guidelines to see where these facial features are going to be and to make sure that they're kind of symmetrical on both sides, like most faces are. So first thing we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to draw a line. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, right down the center. And you might have noticed that I went like past the chin. That is totally fine, and I actually suggest that you do that too, because we're drawing our shoulders and our neck later on, and this will help us make sure that it's symmetrical. So now that we have this, we're going to draw 3 lines. Let me write this down here. 3 lines. One for the eyes, one for the nose, and one for the mouth. So these are the 3 main facial features, and I guess the only facial features really, that we can characterize and switch up and change to make it look more lively, really bring the character to life. So the first line is going to be, I'd say, just above where the center of your head would be. So almost the middle. The second line is going to go pretty close to this one, to the first line. It really doesn't matter where these lines are, but you want the eyes to be relatively close to the tops of the ears, which we will draw next. So once you have these 3 lines, you know where your facial features are going to be. Now you can draw your facial features right away, but I always like to do the ears first. Now, ears in cartoons can give a lot of personality to a character, and they can be different sizes and widths. So you can do like one like that, or you can make it even skinnier, or you can make it like really round, whatever you really want, but you're keeping this C motion. So it goes in this, it's pretty much just a C, and then you flip it for the other side. So it's very easy. And where you're going to want to put this is this first line where our eyes are going to be. That's where the top of our ear is going to be. So you can just draw it in like that. I always like to give my characters really big ears because it gives it a very cartoony look. And they don't have to be the same. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just for a little extra person-looking features. Okay, so now that you have the circle of your ear, what you're going to want to do is give it a little bit more dimension without going into shading or intense details like most artists do when doing realism. And how we're going to do this is a very simple little line. One line, that's all it takes, and it makes such a big difference. And what it is this sideways V. It's almost like if you are in a grade where you've done this in math, probably it's less than and greater than. So it's that same little symbol, but we're going to give it a little bit more curve. So it's almost like if we write an R, a capital R, it's almost like it's just this part of the R. And we're just going to put that right, see if I can do it on both sides. Am I having a brain fart here? There we go. You put that on both sides, and it gives it a little bit more dimension that the ear is going inward like ears do in real life. Okay, perfect. So now that you have your head and your ears, we're going to move on to facial features. Now this is where you can really go wild in the way of making your character look different to everybody else's. So we're going to start with eyes. And eyes can have so many different variations. They can be circles. They can be squished circles, like half circles. Or they can be one-line eyes, which is usually what I do with my characters. So I'm going to show you a different couple ways that you can do one-line eyes that give it a lot of change without doing much more in the way of drawing. So you can make it super arched. You can make it kind of arched. You can make it just a straight line. You can give them eyelashes if you want, or just a single eyelash. A lot of cartoon artists do. So there's many different ways that you can do this. I'm going to do it just the very simple way, just with an arch, like this. See? Super simple. Might even give my character an eyelash. Why not? Have some fun with it. Okay, perfect. So now that we have our eyelids, we're going to draw our actual eyes, our eyeballs almost. And to do this, it's super, super easy. You are just going to draw a circle. Just 2 circles, and then fill those bad boys in. And now you have eyes. How easy was that? Super easy. So now that we have our eyes, our head, and our ears, we're going to move on to our nose. Now, like the eyes, there is so much variation for noses, but it's super simple to change it up. So you can do a simple circle. You can do a oval. You could lengthwise. You can do it widthwise. You can do an oval. You can do triangles if you want, like this. I know lots of people do it this way. Really whatever you want, even if you want to do like a diamond like that. I have no idea what it would look like, but I'm sure it would be cool. Really whatever shape you want that sits on this line that we've made right here. So I think I will do an oval. There we go. See? And now we have a nose. Woohoo! So now we're going to move on to our mouth, which is naturally another facial feature. And again, there is so much variation without changing it a whole lot. So you can do simple lines like that. This little detail is like the bottom lip. Gives it a lot of, a little bit more 3D-ness like we did with the ear. You can do like a squiggle line, like if they're nervous. You can do like a frown if you're really feeling it, but I hope you're all feeling pretty happy because it's blue skies. Woohoo! Or if you want to do an open mouth, this is where it gets a little bit trickier, but still super easy. So what you're going to want to do to do like a side smile is just a straight line and then a curve like this that goes in that direction like that. And you can add like a smile line, a little cheek indication. But what artists do, especially in cartoons, is they add a tongue. And it gives it a little bit more depth and makes it look like they have the inside of their mouth instead of just their lips. And how you do a tongue is like I just demonstrated. It's just two little mountains, you can call them. So it's just two of them, very simple, very easy, and it gives it a lot of dimension. We can do a fully smiling mouth with our tongue like that. You can even give them teeth if you want. Give them some buck teeth like SpongeBob. Whatever you want that really kind of resembles a mouth. So I think that I will do an open smile mouth. Add my cheek indication there. Perfect. See how great that looks? And it was so easy. Now, if you're doing a happy face, a little tip for the people who chose to do a smile, an extra little detail that we can actually add to the eyes to make them look even happier and like their cheeks are pushing upward like you do when you smile, is add these little lines right here, which again, it's just a very simple mountain almost type thing, and just put them right under your pupils, and it looks like the cheeks are pushing upward. Okay, perfect. So now that we have our face, our head, and our ears, we are going to move on to our neck and shoulders before doing our hair and then pulling it all together with some accessories. So neck and shoulders, it's super easy, and it gives it a little bit more like there's an actual character there instead of just a floating head almost. So how we're going to do a neck is it's, again, just very, very simple lines. There's two lines beside each other like this, and then two lines that go down, and this here would be like your shoulders, if you did that. But I'm just going to do the neck and like the collarbones almost. And this handy dandy line right here that we made earlier, remember that line? That is going to be our symmetry line. So whatever is on one side of that line has to be on the other. So let me just draw in a quick neck here, like this. And naturally, when I do cartoons, my style, the shoulder falls on the same line that the side of the head does. So this would be our shoulders here. But I'm not doing shoulders. It's just a head shot. So once you have your neck and your collarbone, another super easy detail that you can add to give it more of a 3D look is add a little triangle right at the top of the neck, like this. It's just a very easy triangle. Fill that in, and it gives it a simple shadow that makes it look like the face is closer to the viewer than the neck and the collarbone is. Another super easy detail is drawing in the collarbones like this. It's just 2 lines like that, almost like angry eyebrows, like that. But just without the eyes, obviously. You have the collarbones and the shading, so that gives it a lot more life. So now that we have all of the characteristics of our character, we are going to work on the hair. Now, hair is something that a lot of artists struggle with, but in cartoon work, it can be super simple. And I'm going to show you some very simple ways to do hair. So remember this circle that we drew at the very beginning of our drawing? This circle, the top of the circle right here, like we did for the chin, is going to be our hairline. So if you look at your friends or family that are drawing with you, drawing around you, you can see that where their hair starts on their forehead, that is their hairline. So much like in real life, our character is going to have a hairline, and that falls at the top of our circle. Perfect. So once we have that, we are going to draw how far back, or the back of the head, when you're looking straight on at the character, of what you can see. I might not be making a whole lot of sense, but trust me, it'll make sense in just a second. And how we're going to do this is we're going to draw another half circle, or dome, if you call it, right over the head. So it goes over this part, and it just goes all the way over like that. Okay, perfect. You got that? Does it look good? I'm sure it does. I'm sure you're doing amazing. So now that we have that, we're going to add another little detail to the hair, which is where the hair splits. So, excuse me. So this is just a very simple line, like that. That is it. And it indicates where the hair is split, where the hairs have been separated, almost, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not a hairstylist, but you get the point. Draw a line. It can be wherever on your hairline piece. I don't know. And once you have that, perfect. So another little detail that we're also going to draw is a very simple little heart where our hair splits. So if my hair split here, I would draw a heart here, like that. And it makes it look like just a little bit of like frizz almost. You can add some extra frizz if you want. And it gives it a little bit more of a relaxed look rather than like slick down here. Now if you're doing short hair, because in my demonstration I'm going to be doing long hair. If you're doing short hair, you can do the technique like this too, that goes around, and then like just add, if they have like swoops in the front, you can do that, or you could just keep it like this if they have like an afro, add some indents, anything that you really want. You can go for a hat too if you want, if you're really feeling ambitious, give them a top hat, whatever you want. It's your character. Okay, so once we have that, the great thing about doing long hair is that once you have the face at the top, you can really do whatever you want on the bottom half. So you can do like swirls like that. You could do just a simple bob. You can make their hair really long, like it goes down like that. Whatever you want, really anything works. I think that I'm just going to give my character a simple bob. And remember, whatever is on one side goes on the other. Give it a nice symmetrical look. Add some lines to indicate that there's separation. Do the same up here. And with that, we are done the hair. So now we're on to the last step. And this is a super fun step. And this is where you can really add lots of personality to your character is the clothing and accessories and features. So a feature that I always love to give my characters is freckles. It's super simple, just a whole bunch of dots on the face and on the ears, sometimes even on the shoulders, and it gives it a very cutesy look. So I think I'll add some freckles. Just right here. And on the ears too, why not? And on the shoulders. Like that. Another super easy one is piercings. So you can do like an ear piercing, like this. We'll add a hoop on the other side too. You can do like studs, whatever you want that makes it look a little bit more personalized. And I think too, I will do a mole here. Moles are super easy to do, and it gives it a really fun look. Give her a Marilyn Monroe mole. Okay, so now that we're done that, we are going to add the very final thing that gives it, I would say, the most character, and that is the eyebrows. So the eyebrows can be really any two lines that you want in any figuration that are in this zone right here. So you can do like confused, you can do like angry, look like they're evil, they're laughing. You can do like surprised, you can do like just straight ones, like they're confused. Whatever you want, anywhere above the eyes really works. I think I'll just do like the classic happy smiling eyebrows. Okay, so the last step of our art piece is to sign it. So you can sign wherever you want. I think I will sign mine right here, and I'll do the year too, so why not? And that is it. I hope you had fun following this tutorial. I sure had a lot of fun doing it and helping you and teaching you on how to make a fun little character. Don't forget to give your character a name. I'm sure you'll come up with something very fun and exciting. And happy blue skies, everybody.